I'm just living my
over.
life. I'm just living my life. I'm just living my life. I'm just living my life, and I'm not living.
And which I would agree that parents should be raising the child, not the community that they're surrounded in. There's a saying that says, "Be in the world, not of it," and I think that directly correlates to that. As growing up, I remember black people saying that all the time, and I never understood it even as a kid. And it's like, why would they want these people raising us? And it's like they bad people. So it was always confusing to me. I didn't want any outside influence of my home raising my children. I don't want them to become a product of their environment. That's why it doesn't produce or yield great results. And as a parent, we're supposed to protect our children and make sure they're getting the resources that they need. I know back in the day, you know how they used to be like, well, I know my family at least, they used to be like, well, if we was out there doing something bad, the neighbor would whoop our butt or something.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know, like, ain't nobody touching my kids.
Right.
Ain't nobody whooping my kids out. My neighbor's not touching my kids. They can't go in my neighbor's house. They can't do none of that. They are not helping me raise my children based off of their tainted lives and traumatic life experiences. That's all they're doing. Your kids are basically getting traumatic experiences from everybody in the neighborhood. When you let a community raise your kids, you got 30
deep,
houses putting on traumatic experiences onto your child.
We want to deal with that, and it go back to what you were saying. Because I was going to the point I was going to say something about that. Just that's how it used to be. You know, I grew up in when we stayed in Chaparral. It was kind of like that. People would whoop you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But they whoopings wasn't worse than my mama whoopings. And it wasn't like no savage beating. It was a couple licks. You know what I'm saying? But now, like you said, people are traumatized. It's a lot more trauma in the communities now because during that time, that was like the crack era. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, yeah. So in the 90s, that stuff is not applicable anymore because you got people who are super traumatized because they came out the crack era. Their parents is on crack. They probably a crack baby. Somebody they know is probably murdered in front. Ain't no telling what didn't happen to them in the 80s. And now they grown-ups and they abusing their kids. And now they are now abusing your kids. And then even in the 90s, you know, I'm not gonna go too deep into a tangent, but you know, all forms of, like a lot of forms, I'm not gonna say all forms of accountability, you know, were diminished, but a lot of forms of accountability and just too many freedoms have, you know, started to become.
Sandwich with the wrong side up.